report, scaling some campaigns. Chris is over here, knocked out, on the way to New York. Going to this dope entrepreneurship event, mastermind event with BryanFerrari. We're gonna meet Silva. There's a few other successful entrepreneurs that's into the e-commerce and real estate industry and branding as well. So, making this quick video, keep you guys updated. Been at the airport for like 2 hours, and I never ever got on the plane at 5 in the morning. I usually ride the plane like in the afternoon time, but I don't know what made us get a flight so early to New York. And bad news is that we noticed it's cold up there. We packed some shorts, but it's cold up there. So follow us. We got the cameras, we got the drones. We're into some campaigns. ClickFunnels. Shout out to Russell Brunson. So let's go.
I should arrive. We lie so vacant in the dark. Take me now so I can wake up and drift away.
Where individuals are at a point where they're working for money, and that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. It should be a stage where money works for you. So therefore, you're at a point where, in the initial, I don't have any money. So therefore, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and work. I'm going to get X, Y, and Z dollars. But then I'm going to take that money, and instead of utilizing it to live, I'm going to utilize it to make me more money. Invest in making more money, if you will. So our platform allows you to be able to take money.
Do it, get out the way. Because mentally, emotionally, I mean, unfortunately, man, we tend to really mess stuff up because we sit and we overthink the entire process and we're afraid of failure. That's another thing. And I don't want to take up too much time, man, but, and please excuse me, guys, I got a potty mouth, but fuck fear. Straight up, fuck fear. You know what I'm saying? I mean, literally, if you still breathing, then you can get your ass up and redo it.
Cut that up, cut that up. All right, by a show of hands, who here has a good relationship with their parents? Raise your hand. Okay, cool. If you guys all fail, right, and you have nothing, you know where you can go? Your parents, okay? You can end up, just the way I look at it, if I'm going all in on something and I fail, I end up in my mom's basement if I fail, restarting with all the connections that I had. So I really don't lose anything. So when you're younger, I'm not saying go all in on everything. What I'm saying is, personally, I'm not afraid to push the limits because I know if I fail, and I fail completely bad, I'm gonna end up in my mom's basement and then build up again, even faster than I did the first time around. So, all right. Yeah, I'll fail tonight.
Like, it's crazy that, he says that. I didn't think like that, but that situation happened to me. And, when I built my agency to 10 million in revenue, I had invested into the stock market. I had made $1 million trades before. And I had bet on a stock that had the patents, the TV everywhere. And I bet on the fact that our generation would be streaming TV on smartphone devices. sometimes you can be right, but you can time things wrong in the markets. I timed it wrong. Well, actually, it was up, but I thought I was killing it, and lo and behold, that stock ended up crashing, and I wasn't paying attention to the market that day, and I had lost all the millions that I had in my portfolio. And at that moment, that was one of the, I have many failure stories, but that moment was the one that impacted me, where I lost like so much faith in myself. Like, my ego crumbled, because at that point I was like, okay, wow, like, now all my friends are graduating from college. They were coming to me for jobs. They were looking at me as successful, and now I lost it all. And it was in that moment that my mother told me a story. I talked about it on my TEDx, in the fact that when she immigrated here, they had a studio apartment. That apartment caught on fire. And my mother had to drop out and get a job at this local supermarket when she was like 15, 16 years old. And she told me that story. And she was like, if I was able to get through that, you know, she was like, you can lose everything with the shirt off your back, but as long as you still have this, and as long as you still have this, continue. And you know, in that moment, when my mother told me that, and she was crying to me, telling me like, I never wanted to tell you that story, that's when I was like, all right, I did it once, I can definitely do this again. So I had to just dig down deep into like, okay, what is my expertise? What am I great at? What do I love really doing? And I was great at marketing. I was great at content creation. So that was when Elite Daily was born. And we all know that story. So like, you will have failures in life, and you know, sometimes you won't quit, and sometimes you can't control it. And there's been moments in my life too where I've thought about quitting, where it's been like so tough. Even recently in Newark, there's been moments where I'm just like, man, this is tough. Right now I want to be traveling the world again, but people are relying on me. And you know, right in those little moments too, where you almost think about quitting, that's when you're so close. And if you can just say fuck fear, and you just drive forward, literally just push yourself, think back as to like why you're doing what you're doing, take a cold shower and just fucking like push yourself through it, I'm telling you, when you will break through. You will break through, and on the other side, that's what's gonna lead to your story one day. That's what's gonna lead to you being on stage one day and talking about the fact that you pushed through. You know, so trust me when I tell you, just want to also, you know, say what these guys said, like, I've countlessly have had to overcome failing, have had to overcome like the moments of like, man, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if this is the right thing, but I pushed myself through, and it's led me to get to where I am today.